The most important thing a leader can do or teach other leaders for their airmen when they're deployed is understand the warning signs or understand how people operate in environments.
As a leader, I did see warning signs in some of the personnel that I had underneath me. It helped me out a lot by knowing who my people are, because then you know when they're acting different. I could tell when maybe they weren't being honest with me about being stressed out, or that they're missing their family, or something's bothering them.
Unfortunately, for a leader or someone at home station, you might not be able to pick those up as well as a friend that has deployed with those, and that's the most important thing for me, is having the right people know the differences in the people. I know them because they're my troops and I see them and they're deployed and I come back, but I haven't seen them for 8 months. That person changes. So the best person to see those is their buddies that are with them, and that's what I rely on. The second level of leadership, the airmen that are with them, the NCOs that led them in the deployment, those guys I count on every day to know I can talk to them and make them better, or I need to take them to the first sergeant, to the doc, or to the commander, or some more professional help.
If you don't know your people, you're not going to know what they're thinking. You're not going to sense a change in their behavior from one day to another.
Some people handle situations one way. That's not wrong. You know, if I want to sit in my room and be quiet and I deal with it, and that's normal for me, that's good. If I want to go to the gym and just work it out or go for a run, that's normal for me. I don't want to make it sound simple, but know your folks.
When you talk about stress or handling situations, everyone handles stress and things different ways. Coming back from this deployment from Balad, since it was a high stress level, because it was outside the wire mission, everyone, when we were told we had to go to decompression, were pretty upset because we want to go home to see our families.
The important thing is for these guys to understand they've experienced something and they need to talk.
The decompression kind of even brought us even closer together, even though we had a close team, because we talked about things we experienced, and you realize, geez, we did a lot together, you know, and that to me helps deal with the stress of coming home. I thought it made a difference, and everyone that I talked to, or afterwards, had a whole different attitude about it, and they really were glad we went.
Reintegration and problems of troops is probably the one thing of airmen that we look for. Hypervigilance is so important to keep you sharp when you're in a combat situation. When you come back to the States, it takes a little bit for your body to adjust to that. If you're at home in bed at 3 o'clock in the morning and the guy's taking the big dumpster and he slams on the ground, you hear the big boom, and the next thing you know, you're under your bed, and your spouse is looking at you and she's like, look, are you crazy? And you don't want to say. And you say, man, you need to tell your wife, that's normal. This kept me alive while I was gone, and it'll take me a few days to remember where I'm at and get through that. And those little conversations you tell people to have with family members helps them so much. Wingman culture is leadership, but it's at the peer level. Wingman can be a boss taking care of his airmen, because sometimes we do things for airmen they don't like, but we have their best intention. That's what a wingman does too. Good
leadership and communication has a humongous impact on camaraderie and morale. Morale, I think when you're deployed, morale is one of the top things you need to work on as a leader, mainly because of stress. If your morale's low, your stress is going to go high. It's just natural.
Leaders need to be able to pick out those problems in their forces that are different by knowing your people, knowing when they act in different situations, can help them in their day-to-day jobs, can help them after a tough deployment, get them back into the swing of things with their family. And that's the best thing of leadership.